Nogueira, gerente de projetos aqui da BM&A, e ali nessa janelinha do lado, ainda não tá, quer dizer, ele já tá logado ali, ele foi pegar uma aguinha, o Heikki Eiden, da Eiden Music Agency, né? Bom, a gente entrou aqui, ó, aí tá o Heikki. Ô, Heikki,
bem,
tudo bem. Bom, a gente entrou aqui, eu preciso ainda, essa é uma transmissão ao vivo no Facebook, eu preciso conferir se está indo tudo bem por lá, se ela realmente começou por lá, e nisso também a gente dá um tempinho para as pessoas irem entrando, né? Então, só um momento aqui para eu ver e já, inclusive, compartilhar na minha página. Ó, parece que está tudo certo, está ao vivo agora, Daniel Nogueira. Então, um minutinho para eu compartilhar. Parece que está funcionando tudo aqui. É isso aí, está funcionando, legal. Agora, como é que eu compartilho isso daqui? Vamos lá.
Que vou
Brasil,
fazer
Música e Artes, faça o mesmo. Estamos quase lá.
Tá tudo bem com conexão?
Tudo bem com a conexão, aparentemente tudo certo. Aqui, ó, achei. Então vamos compartilhar aqui no meu perfil e a gente já começa isso. Compartilhar agora. Público. Compartilhado. Agora sim. Vamos lá. De volta aqui. Bom, é isso aí. Como é que tá, pessoal? Acho que tá tudo certo aí com o som, né? Se o pessoal puder falar, dar um alô aqui do lado no chat, né? Stephanie já deu um oi, o Vic também deu um alô, assim, só para a gente saber se tá tudo certo com a conexão, tudo certo com a imagem, tudo certo com o som, aí a gente já segue, porque esse começo é sempre turbulento, demora um pouquinho. Bom, aparentemente está tudo certo aqui, então eu vou começar essa conversa. A gente está aqui diretamente hoje, como eu falei, de São Paulo e Rio de Janeiro. O Heikki Eiden, ele é um finlandês, né, Heikki? Um finlandês que morou, né, que morou muito tempo na Alemanha e está morando aqui no Brasil já faz um tempo também. Aqui, ó, Renata Costa, tudo maravilhoso. Ronnie Locke lá do Oslo World, que foi um grande amigo que ficou lá com o Bexiga com a gente. What's up, Ronnie? All good? Eu estou aqui com o Heikki para a gente falar um pouco sobre o cenário musical na Europa, principalmente o atual, depois dessa confusão, dessa infeliz pandemia do coronavírus que veio aí para mexer, para virar tudo de ponta cabeça, e principalmente reflexões, quais são os próximos passos, especulações, como podemos nos ajudar e, enfim, e refletir um pouco sobre tudo que isso causou na indústria da música. E, assim, todo mundo sabe, não só na indústria da música, mas o que essa pandemia do coronavírus trouxe para todo mundo, né? Assim, para praticamente todas as áreas, tá todo mundo se ferrando muito, né? Então é um momento, sim, de se observar, entender onde se está, o que está acontecendo exatamente, e a partir daí poder começar a analisar, levar daqui para frente o que vale a pena, o que não vale a pena, e se recriar, ser criativo, mesclar tudo quanto é tipo de tecnologia que você pode ter, e etc. Então, obviamente, hoje em dia não tem muito como você começar a falar de algum assunto, de um mercado, de alguma coisa, e não falar e não esbarrar nessa questão do coronavírus, né? É uma coisa complicada, uma coisa sombria, assim, que acho que a maioria das pessoas aqui nunca imaginou na sua existência passar por isso, né? Então, é uma coisa muito nova para a gente. Então, obviamente, a gente vai estar falando sobre momentos difíceis, sobre coisas difíceis, sobre cancelamentos de shows, cancelamentos de festivais, grandes indústrias que estão se segurando muito para não quebrar, e por aí vai. Mas é extremamente importante, assim, eu mandei um e-mail esses dias, onde eu tentei falar um pouco das minhas reflexões que eu tive durante essa quarentena, onde eu também dei minha pirada, né? Falei, caramba, tô preso agora em casa, eu que estava trabalhando pra caramba, um monte de coisa acontecendo, um monte de coisa legal acontecendo. Mas as reflexões e até um pouco de otimismo que eu trouxe disso é que a gente tem que manter a cabeça sã, né? A gente tem que seguir em frente. Essa crise vai passar, de um jeito ou de outro ela vai passar. A história está aí para mostrar isso para a gente, né? O problema é quanto tempo isso dura, quanto tempo isso vai se alongar, enfim. E tudo isso traz muita mudança. As coisas já estão mudando, não tem como mudar. Com tudo de tecnologia que a gente tem hoje em dia, com a velocidade que as coisas acontecem, as coisas estão sempre em mudança, mas um acontecimento assim significa, às vezes, uma nova ordem, sabe? Assim, às vezes é a hora mesmo de você levar o que estava funcionando e deixar para trás o que não estava e se reinventar de outros jeitos. E o mercado vai mudar, o mercado já está mudando. Tem muita coisa acontecendo, tem muita gente achando que música ao vivo acabou. Então, assim, é a hora mesmo, depois de ter uma vivência até aqui, da gente parar para refletir sobre isso e pensar o que vamos fazer daqui para frente. E quem trouxer consigo uma bagagem já do passado e tiver aberto para as coisas novas que estão vindo, já está saindo numa grande vantagem aí na frente, né? Bom, eu já falei demais, então a gente está aqui com o Heikki. O Heikki, ele pediu, como é uma conversa um pouco técnica, um pouco que vai profundo, assim, né, nas questões técnicas específicas, ele pediu para essa entrevista ser em inglês. Eu falei que tudo bem, a gente vai falando em inglês e vai traduzindo aqui à medida do possível. O Heikki fala português também, então ele está entendendo tudo que eu estou falando, né? Então a gente vai seguir daqui para frente em inglês com o Heikki. Eu vou beber uma água, que eu falei demais. So now switching language, Heikki, thank you very much to come to this, for accepting this invitation from Brazil Music and Arts. Like, we've been working together, and we know each other, we've been working together for a while. Like, I'm part of the band Bexiga 70, and Heikki is the agent for Bexiga 70, the international agent for Bexiga 70. So, like, we've been working together, like, in many tours, like, working. Heikki has a really good background with Brazilian arts in his agency. So, like, Heikki, for introduction, I would like you to tell us a little bit about you, about your agency, what you've been doing. Like, it can be really short, and after this, you can tell us about your actual status and all that the epidemic from coronavirus brought you and how you're dealing with it. Like, so feel really free to talk whatever you want. Okay.
Well, I have been before I have been an agent. I've been a promoter for 9 years in Germany, in a venue for 1,000 people, and in that time I founded the agency, and we concentrate on, let's say, we concentrate on hip world music acts. I don't like the term world music at all, but on hip acts from South America or Africa, let's put it that way. Now related to Brazil, yes, that's correct. Bexiga was one of my first Brazilian artists that I took care of. Besides that, Baiana, the first two tours of Baiana System, I organized, and Dona Neche currently has scheduled a strong tour, among others. So a strong relation with Brazilian artists. Besides Brazil, there's a couple of Colombian bands I take care of, Sistema Solar, and also African acts as Pat Thomas, and I took care many years of Ivo Taylor and Orlando Julius, among others. New band like Santrophi, who just played Womex last year, have a strong tour coming up in summer, which all are under question marks. And the status is everything is officially still pending, but we will talk about that.
Okay.
Yes. So this is this is a little bit to my background. Yeah.
Ok, traduzindo rapidamente, o Heikki tem um histórico grande de trabalhar com bandas brasileiras, bandas aqui da América Latina e algumas bandas africanas também. Então ele vem fazendo um trabalho grande, não só de boocar shows, de marcar show para esses artistas, mas como construir carreiras também junto com eles, né? Pensando, ele não é só uma pessoa que geralmente vai lá e fala, ok, vocês querem fazer turnê em tal período, então vou aqui e vou marcar shows para você e se virem, entendeu? Não, ele realmente acompanha e fica com as pessoas, acompanhando isso de perto, construindo uma coisa junto. So Heikki, it's really good. Like, I've been following your work like a lot, not only with Bexiga, but with all those artists. Well, we can't avoid to talk about what happened with you and how you're dealing with this coronavirus crisis, because I wonder like that you probably had like some tours scheduled. Like Bexiga is completing 10 years this year, so like we had a upcoming tour that we were building together. We will have to cancel, unfortunately, and that all happened like too fast, too suddenly. And how you're dealing with it? There's something that you want to talk and reflect about it, or say about it.
I have been talking in this now long phase of quarantine. I've been talking, of course, to many different people in the market, club and festival promoters, agents from other agencies, label makers, musicians, in Germany, in France, UK, among other countries. So I heard many different opinions. My target in this life is a little bit to compile different thoughts and to a little bit also separate from things that we know and things that are still speculations, and a little bit to get an idea of a forecast of the next 1 or 2 years.
Okay, and how are those festival directors, like the artistic directors, venue directors, how are they dealing with the cancellation? Are they like really canceling everything? Are they like postponing shows? Is it gonna happen in any other period this year? Like we don't know anything, or like there will be a the year of 2020 at the 2021, as we had like transferred one year to another. Like we are on hold right now, if you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, the first festivals which take place in April, or there was also some festivals in March. I mean, or club shows, or let's talk maybe general, what happened now in the last 4 weeks. I mean, the agents and the promoters try to reschedule these shows, these concerts for autumn this year, for October, November. So which turns out to be a very ambitious plan, because we don't know yet if there will be shows authorized in the autumn period.
So we are hoping for the best.
Nobody knows that. As you and me know, we got cancellations already until the month of September, which is unfortunately a Bexiga show.
Yes.
An important show. So that is what happened. Rescheduling to autumn or beginning of next year. So that has happened in the last couple of weeks. Besides people waiting to see clearer in this new phase, in this new situation, which nobody knows. And it's just to answer a little bit also your question about how do the festivals deal with the situations. First of all, many festivals even in June, July, August are not yet cancelled. Yeah.
Yes.
And I want to say it in that way. I was, of course, a long time also waiting and hoping. I mean, hope dies the last. Yeah, I have so many. We have at my agency. We have so many shows confirmed for the summer period. I was very, very much hoping that the biggest part of the festivals in July and in August will take place. But last week, when then Roskilde, I mean, Glastonbury were the first ones, then Roskilde and WOMAD cancelled on the same day.
Yes.
Then for me, that was a reality day, yeah, because of course we all need to be realistic. And that was a day where I basically shifted towards the opinion that there will be no or almost no festival shows in Europe in summer. Yeah, and there's also reason. There's also reason for this, or for a reason for why not all festivals have cancelled already. Our viewers need to know that there's a technical aspect which leads to the contracts of between agents and festival promoters. The festivals need to be cancelled first by the authorities. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the case of force majeure. What's force majeure in Portuguese?
Force majeure. What do you mean?
Force majeure. If the authorities cancel the
Força maior.
Força maior.
Force majeure. So that because that cancels the contract. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the only way, also, of course, for the promoters also getting their advances back, yeah, for which can be huge amounts for. I mean, for American hip hop artists, for example. So they are waiting for this moment to be cancelled, and then they cancel the festival. Yeah, that's the reason.
Oh yeah. That makes sense. It's just a legal thing, you know, like
it's a legal thing, exactly.
Yeah, bureaucratic thing. I think that happened to South by Southwest because like we had everything ready, like everyone was like, are they canceling or not? Like in just a few days, like I think the city of Austin saw that South by Southwest would not cancel, and then they would like, okay, so no festivals, no trade fairs allowed, like not many people together allowed, and they canceled everything. So this way they can like go for the security thing there and like ask for reimbursement or whatever.
Basically there's, after the first cancellations or a lot of cancellations that we all received already, there's still a big amount to follow. In all months, in June, July, August, many promoters, or I've spoken to UK club promoters who I already have to say believed. Yeah, I have to talk in the past because 1 week makes a huge difference, or 2 weeks. Thought that they can reopen in June. I don't know if that's still the case to reopen venues in June in the UK.
No, I don't think that will happen. Like it's too soon. I also
have strong doubts, but that was the opinion, let's say a week ago or 1.5 week ago, of a known promoter from London. It changes very quickly.
Okay, but do you think like all things from 2020 are going to be transferred to next year, like 2021? Like, you think they're keeping the same lineup for the festivals, all the same thing?
Yeah, that's also one thing about the cancellation procedure, which is happening. Many artists or many promoters, festival promoters, are keeping their invitations, so re-inviting the artists for 2021. So that will, of course, also bring a new situation for our circuit, that many of the festival slots will already be filled, yeah, in 2021.
So that makes like 2021 a tricky year and like
tricky year
difficult years.
for uprising for new artists. I mean, a thing that we like to do. We like to build up new artists and present new artists every year to the market. So that will be a tricky year because everything is already basically blocked or filled.
But I would like to bet that like not everybody that we're supposed to play in 2020 will be able to keep their agenda. So like there will be like just a few free slots maybe to fit something, right?
Yes, and of course there's many open questions, you know. 2021, how is it going to be with what's going to happen to the airlines?
Só pra gente não perder um pouco falando em português agora, a gente falou exatamente sobre o cancelamento, todos esses cancelamentos que estão acontecendo. Muita gente está tentando passar o que era para acontecer em março, o que era para acontecer em abril, para setembro, para outubro, que pode dar certo, mas ao mesmo tempo pode ser uma situação um pouco duvidosa e um pouco armadilha nessa situação, porque tem muitas coisas em aberto ainda, tem muita dúvida no ar e as coisas mudam muito rápido. Então pode ser que em setembro não possa ainda se fazer show, ou talvez possa com uma restrição de um número menor de pessoas ainda, é uma coisa incerta. Mas o mais provável mesmo é que o ano de 2021 seja transferido, do ano de 2020, desculpa, seja transferido para 2021. Porque provavelmente vai ser um ano que está sendo perdido nesse sentido para live music, e vão tentar transferir para o ano seguinte, e eu ainda apostei que tipo, algumas coisas vão conseguir manter, né? Porque ficaria 2021 um ano muito desafiador também, porque tudo já vai estar fechado, tudo já vai estar, os lineups vão estar prontos, mas muita gente, eu acho, aí é um palpite meu, que pode não conseguir manter a agenda, então ainda vão sobrar alguns free slots para isso acontecer. Now tell me, Heikki, there might be a possibility for all those things to be for those things for live shows and like big crowd people like to be forbidden and prohibited for 2 years. I've heard some things about it, although I think it's still speculation and not for real, right? What you've been talking to people like from your market, people from Europe, like you have something to share with us about this? What actually you think is going to happen?
I've read these articles as well, and of course there is now, I mean, nobody knows how a show is gonna look like with 1,000 people attending, people coughing, spilling beer, and smoking joints. Yeah. So how's that gonna look like? Well, I believe, I mean, so basically putting that in 2 years, or I think that's a speculation still.
Okay.
I think, I mean, we have to position us in some way. So October can be early. Yeah. I think somewhere in February sounds safer to me.
Okay.
And I believe definitely that the concerts and the market will come back. It's going to be one thing that I want to tell about how the European promoters feel at the moment, or what they are doing. I mean, they are getting, many of them are getting government support for the short term for these months now, March, April, May. They have many employees, big venues, and related costs are pushing already, are a heavy weight on their daily business. And so they have a sort of a plan until July, August, September, but then they don't have any plan after that.
Okay.
And they're at the moment also there are the shows that have been rescheduled to October. They're not selling any tickets. Yeah, so that
Yes, of
situation
course.
is still dramatic in Europe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know that from many promoters that I'm friends with. There is no plan after October. Yeah? So basically, the market has to come back. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a little bit my opinion. But of course, in the end, who decides this are the local authorities.
Yes,
Touring.
for sure.
Yeah.
But like
basically,
it seems like everybody was lost until now, and people
Mhm.
are like starting to pronounce and to say things. I got someone here on Facebook saying that aqui na Bélgica o governo acabou de proibir todos os festivais até o final de agosto. Então we already know that in Belgium like there won't be any summer festivals.
And Denmark also, the prime minister who Roskilde was one of the festivals who also fought hard to keep the festival, but the prime minister also cancelled all events until 1st of September.
Yeah. So we're starting to hear from them right now. So I got another question here from Gregory Everett. Na França é um absurdo o governo ainda não se pronunciar claramente. O presidente disse que pelo menos até metade de julho não acontecerão festivais, mas os promotores dos festivais precisam de uma interdição oficial para poder recorrer à força maior e conseguir acionar os seguros, mesmo sendo muito difícil. So like it's a confusing situation, you know. So like people like waiting for the authorities to say something. Maybe the authorities are not like really ready or like really secure to say something, so nobody knows. But I find it really hard to people to come to summer festivals. So it's like practically sure that none of those festivals are gonna happen, right? Even though they didn't cancel it officially.
I read that position of Macron. Which is very optimistic, yeah. July. I mean, they cancelled the European Cup, yeah. And I'm hoping also football, which has a lot of political power. I think more power than the festival industry. They need to come back. They will come back first, yeah. And they canceled that major event, and so it would be for me very surprising that in July that there will be festivals in France in July. But I'm also hoping.
Yeah, like you said, like things are changing really fast. So let's see what happens. Like you see, there are many opinions. You see, Ricardo Rodrigues just said here on Facebook. Acho super arriscada essa remarcação para setembro, outubro, porque mais que esteja autorizado a realizar eventos, se não tivermos alguma medicação, vacina realmente eficaz, estaremos promovendo espaços para contaminação. Seria péssimo ter nossos eventos como grandes gatilhos de contaminação. Ao menos eu não gostaria de estar nessa situação. Um passo, eu acho que é começar a discutir as condições que serão mais seguras para shows, para conseguirmos realizar eventos com segurança. Entendo qual o tipo de venue e o que ela precisa fazer para ser segura para público, equipe e artistas, mas de qualquer forma será difícil chegar nessas condições. Well, he's got a point, yeah, for sure. Like basically, that's what we live for, you know, artists, agents. We would like to make shows and like get a bunch of people together, like you said, like drinking beer and like being happy. So I think that's one of the last things that will actually come back, but it will come back somehow, you know.
It definitely
someday, but like it will be like shortly. So like maybe for smaller audiences, then like we're gonna get.
It will come back, Daniel. We'll make it come back, and if we need to organize festivals with where you wear medical like doctors' clothes and masks designed by Adidas or whatever that is included in the ticket price. And I mean, we live we live music. Yeah, I mean, this is we can't live without music for too long. So basically, that's what I believe. Also, I mean, that's one crazy thought I had with talking to BM&A 2 days ago. We were going crazy with crazy ideas in this in this phase, and I also had another thought. Also, there was in the Third Reich in Germany, music was pretty much prohibited. Yeah,
Yes.
or only the music Hitler liked that was allowed, and the rest was prohibited. And there was, of course, a lot of illegal events.
Yeah.
Called around the common style at that time was swing music, and also of course an interesting time and interesting events going on. But anyway, maybe that, I mean, that's probably already happening in some places in Brazil. So it's illegal samba events or will happen soon, because the people cannot live without music.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like, I have no doubts about it. So I have some people saying things in Facebook here. André Jorge Oliveira. Boa tarde, gente. Como parece para vocês a questão da abertura das fronteiras para artistas brasileiros? Vamos talvez voltar a precisar de vistos ou de convites formais? Well, what do you think about it, Heikki?
That's an interesting topic, of course, because of course that is an issue. For example, I mean, I work with a lot of African artists. Brazilian artists are not don't have any visa requirements in Europe, not in UK, and not in Europe. So that is easier. But of course, for the African artists, it's there's going to be huge queues for the visas, and visas are currently not issued, so that needs to be reopened. Yeah, and nobody knows about these kind of dates and terms. Of course, also the virus. We need to, of course, see how the virus will develop in Africa, in South America. Because of course Europe will want to see this kind of development before again letting the airlines fly and South American passport holders allowing to enter back to Europe. So that is an interesting aspect which is not clear yet. It's one of the many questions where there are no answers yet. I don't know if that's going to take 3 months, 5 months.
I totally agree with you. I don't have it clear in my head. I don't think there is a specific reason for people like trying to make more control or like trying to avoid the presence of Brazilian people. But at the same time, I think the world will be more careful, like regarding like their borders and etc. because of especially after this virus thing. So like I don't see like things changing that much. Like we only have problems to get into the US where we need visas. Like I don't think that we will need a visa right now to go to Europe. But like you said, like it's really fast and we need to see what comes next to have a better opinion of this. But I also think that's a really good subject, important one.
Yeah, vaccination or strong or created immunity can solve these problems. Let's see. One thing that I wanted to add actually to an earlier point that you brought up. We're talking about the European market. Yeah, we're talking about
Europe. Yes,
but Europe, the European in its original form doesn't exist at the moment.
No,
all borders are closed.
Yeah, no, right now, like the world is closed, man.
And so basically, and who's going to open when? And so basically, because I mean, the European why is European touring so interesting? Because there's many shows and you can drive around without crossing borders and so on. And that is at the moment absolutely impossible. And it's not clear which territory will open again, and will there be touring allowed within Germany, or German artists within Germany, or only in France? When will everything come back together again? That is also completely open.
Right. Actually, right now, I think the world is closed. Like it's impossible for touring right now. Like not this year, I guess. But at the same time, I think it's the perfect moment to sit down and like make some reflections about like touring and what is the European market and what can be the European market from now on. So like it's really interesting, like because we're gonna have this video like recorded and like we're in the important moment of the history right now. So we can watch this like 2, 3 years, 5 years later. If look how we were like during the coronavirus crisis, where we were totally lost and etc. Like that's really interesting. So like happy to be part of it. Not that I like what's going on, but like there was another question from Geraldinho Magalhães. E como será a aceitação de brasileiros circulando pelo exterior? Teremos problemas de entrada em certos países e até quando? I think that's the same thing that we were talking about. We just talked from the question from André. So there's another question from André Bourgeois asking, Heikki, tem um tipo de seguro que possa ser contratado para proteger esses casos de força maior?
I mean, there is, let's say, I have to put the sentence this way. There was, but no insurance company in this world will now insure you against coronavirus, or it will be crazy expensive, so it doesn't make any sense. But there was, basically, if you would have insured in January or December, you would have been able to insure against coronavirus or against a pandemic. But now there will be no insurance company doing this anymore.
Oh, yeah, actually, it was a really cool thing. Not a really cool thing, but really curious thing, because there was always this part of the contract where we would say, like, in case of riot or força maior or pandemic or tsunami or whatever, the show can be canceled. And we always read like, okay, shit, this is not going to happen. So like, let's just sign it. So we got to pay double attention right now on this point.
Yeah.
There are more questions here.
Okay.
From André Jorge Oliveira. Eu tenho a impressão que clubes de música tenderão a ser menores. Será? Well, I have no idea, man. But it depends. It depends on many things.
Like I didn't get the question. Can you repeat, please?
Eu tenho a impressão de que os clubes de música, as venues, tenderão a ser menores. Será?
Well, I mean, everything relates to ticket sales in the end, and ticket sales are very, very complicated in this moment. And that's a question: will people be scared to go to shows? I don't know. I think they will lose their fear again. But at the moment, ticket sales are difficult, and we didn't talk about the economic crisis which will follow also after this virus. That will also, of course, have an effect on personal budgets, also going to shows and spending money in festivals and so on.
Okay.
Yeah, that will have an effect. I mean, let's be realistic, yeah.
Ricardo Rodrigues said something here. Eu acho que corre o risco de alguns países fazerem um teste nas pessoas logo na entrada do país, quando tivermos mais testes rápidos possíveis. Isso that could be possible, and if it's only that, it's okay, you know. If everything remains the same, it's only like a test that you need to do once you get to the country. Well, it seems let's see what happens, but it could be a good one. So Gregory Everett, existe na teoria, mas vimos o caso do Hellfest na França, que pagou, se não me engano, um prêmio de 175 mil euros para esse seguro, que não é tão simples assim, e que as companhias de seguro sempre acham uma brecha para não respeitar seus comprometimentos, infelizmente. He's answering that over what André Bourgeois asked. Another question here from Letícia Lunti da Selva. Na China, sei que o papo é sobre a Europa, mas como o país foi onde originou o vírus e tal, acho um bom exemplo. O que está rolando é que os clubes e bares de música não estão aceitando a entrada de estrangeiros. Como eles não têm como saber se o estrangeiro é residente, se passou a quarentena na China ou não, eles simplesmente recusam a entrada de estrangeiros, ou ao menos os que fisicamente são inegavelmente estrangeiros. Well, I didn't know that. Well, there will be procedures everywhere, like they're going to be different. I'm not sure if that will happen in other places, especially other places where jazz clubs or whatever other venue needs to are basically for foreign people, you know. So it will depend a lot on the place, I guess.
Yeah, let's see. I mean,
I'm sorry. Do you want to say something about it? Anything about it?
Go ahead.
Ronnie Locke. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right. Hi, Ronnie. He's the guy who was like the tour manager for us in Oslo when we went to the Oslo World. Like a really cool guy that took us like to a really good tour in Oslo. So he says yes, I work for an airline, and what's going on is really crazy. And as you guys say, which country will open first is the big question. And for the moment, we have only a few domestic flights as an agreement with the government. The European flights, as for the moment, will not open before at earliest end of June. Well, for the company I work for. So, like you see, only domestic flights. All borders are. Indeed really closed.
Many flying routes, as for smaller companies like German Wings, which is or was a daughter of Lufthansa, is already closed. EasyJet, I think, is having big problems. I mean, my artists use a lot of these small connections from, let's say, Lyon to Alicante or something like that, flying routes like that, direct flights. So these routings might not exist anymore, which is also a big problem. Yeah, and in putting gigs together, then that is also completely open. Yeah, what kind of logistical new challenges we will have. Or limits, new limits. That's definitely a point. One thing also that I wanted in general, that I've been thinking is in Germany. I mean, looking at the picture in Germany, there's around 150,000 official infections of coronavirus. I mean, if we put in a multiplicator, a multiple with 5 or 6, yeah, so we have 800,000. That's around 1% of the German population. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still nothing. Yeah. I mean, if we are thinking about this thought of a population creating immunity and winning this way over the virus, I mean, let's take a long time, yeah. So I mean, that was in the first 4 or 5 weeks. If we have to now if we need 60% or 70% to win against the virus, that's going to be a long time also going that way. The other way is the vaccination, as you mentioned, and the vaccination is also a period of, let's say, 18 months is what I hear.
Also what I hear.
What I also imagine, because vaccination is also a serious thing and needs a lot of testing until it can be officially offered. So I think so this kind of period we need to kind of imagine that we will still face this problem. That would be tending towards summer 2021, but again, these are speculations.
Okay. Yes. So we are coming to an end. Thank you very much again, Heikki, for being here, for accepting this invitation. So do you want to say, like, we talked on the phone like a few days ago. Of course, we talk about like lots of shit that's going on, but also like we end up in a really positive way. Do you want to say something or anything like for people like it's like to hold on, like we're gonna get through this, like the music is not over or anything? Like, feel free to say right now. If you don't, I will.
Well, I definitely believe there will always be a huge demand for live performances, attending live performances, and because nothing will replace these special moments, seeing a live show, and so it will come back at some point. That's what I believe. In this moment, most important is, I mean, it's quite a long time also, I mean, of our lives, so we have to really make the best out of it, and also try to have good days and be happy, and make the best out of it, and try to be creative, producing albums or having special moments with the kids, or whatever else you want to do. Write a book, or do the things that you had no time before. I think we need to be. One thing is, the most important thing is be nice to everyone in this moment around you. As you know, because of course the small space and can also create tension, and very important also on the streets. People are very scared and talking to each other. I mean, so I think it's very important to be very nice and polite and nice to everyone in this very, very strange moment of our society.
Okay.
That's what I want to send over to everyone.
Yeah, really cool. Well, we got one last question here from Beto Bianchi. Como você vê o futuro das lives? Será que serão mais sofisticadas? Haverá feiras de música remotas? Well, I find the online environment like really, really awesome. Like, I always like live sessions. That I used to do this like 2 or 3 years ago. I always enjoy it. And right now with this epidemic thing, is what we have actually, and so it's a really, really good time to test those possibilities at maximum, and try to make the best of it. So the number of lives, the number of online stuffs like went to the top of the last month, so people are investing really hard in new technologies and new stuffs, and I think it's like really important for us to be open for that. Like, we don't have to be afraid if like online arts, online stuffs lives or etc. is gonna like take place from live music or like or meeting someone. Like those are two completely different things that should walk together and should like complement together, should like work together to make each one the best out of each one, you know. So yeah, I think that there's gonna be like many live concerts. People are gonna start finding ways to get paid for that. Miden, they did not cancel this year's. Miden is a trade fair that happens in Cannes, France, in June, I guess. So like they did not cancel, and they're putting a version online this year. So like yeah, people are starting to start trying this possibility. So like we're having trade fairs online. We have like musical concerts online. So everything.
But nothing will replace again also the personal meeting.
No, for sure. I've been thinking about this a lot. So
this will never change. I mean, of course, there will be more online activities. There will be digital editions of festivals this year, and as substitutes. But of course, the live moment being personally at Roskilde or Future Festival or Cannes or Glastonbury, nothing will replace this. And people who have been there will never forget it, and this will come back. You know, I mean, there's nothing. Or also, I mean, the personal contact. Even I think it will, of course, push the digital activities to a max, but again, also we will all be aware when everything comes back to normal, how important is the personal meeting, of human beings. Yeah.
Eu queria terminar aqui, vou me dar o direito de falar agora em português, exatamente falando tendo um pouco de otimismo, porque, como eu falei no começo, a gente se encontra assim numa situação complicada. Eu, como falei com o Heikki muitas vezes, cara, já imaginei muitas coisas que pudessem acontecer nessa vida, nunca imaginei que passaria por uma pandemia, né? Uma epidemia que nem essa. Mas eu acho curioso, porque mesmo vendo ele falando, uma pessoa que morou na Alemanha há muito tempo, falando como a música era proibida na época da Segunda Guerra e tudo isso, falei, a humanidade já passou por coisas muito complicadas e crises são passageiras, assim. Como guerras são passageiras, como tudo na vida é passageiro, assim, uma hora isso vai passar. E tem coisa nova vindo, sim. Eu acho que a gente sempre falou dessa revolução da internet, né, essa coisa online, e agora mais do que nunca isso vai explodir, assim, as possibilidades vão ser imensas. Gente investindo nessa tecnologia vai ser muito comum. Mas, como o Heikki falou, isso não substitui outra coisa, que é o presencial. Porque eu também, nesses dias intermináveis de quarentena, que a gente às vezes para, esses muitos momentos que a gente tem para pensar na vida, pensar, caramba, mas será que agora é isso? Eu vou fazer show online, vou fazer live da vida, etc. Não, se você está um mês dentro de casa, já dá essa sensação de tanta saudade de você ir a um show, de você ir a um cinema, de você ir numa peça de teatro, de você ir numa praça sentar para tomar um ar. Imagina, assim, quando isso voltar depois de um tempo, porque tudo indica que essa situação dura um tempo, e a gente vai ter que ser sábio e se manter são nesse período, entendeu? Então, a gente tem que explorar o máximo que a gente tem agora, que é esse ambiente online. E quando voltar, quando a gente puder se encontrar de novo, quando a gente puder se aglomerar, beber cerveja, ir num festival, fazer qualquer outra coisa, é a hora da gente remontar, recriar isso mesmo. É o presencial com o online, sabe? As duas coisas, elas não vão anular uma a outra. Assim. Porque é muito louco, assim, não dá para competir. Você vê... se eu não me engano, teve um show ao vivo da Marília Mendonça, do sertanejo, independente se você gosta do gênero ou não, há pouco tempo atrás, que tiveram 3 milhões de pessoas assistindo. 3 milhões de pessoas, não consigo nem pensar um lugar que comporte tanta gente, né? Assim, é incrível o poder que a internet tem de 3 milhões de pessoas verem aquele show. E se, sei lá, assim, você pensa em termos de capitalizar isso, se cada pessoa dá 50 centavos, se cada pessoa dá R$1, você consegue fazer um montante de 3 milhões de reais que você poderia, sei lá, pensar em doar para estudo do coronavírus ou para pagar todo mundo que está precisando ali, que está sem trabalho, enfim, toda a equipe que trabalha, as possibilidades são imensas. Ao mesmo tempo, é uma experiência muito diferente de você ir num show, num super festival, numa casa de show maravilhosa, em algum lugar, um artista sensacional, e ver aquilo com 200 pessoas gritando e vibrando, é outro tipo de energia, assim, uma coisa não vai excluir a outra. E se a gente souber usar, mesclar essas coisas, a gente pode ir muito longe, né? Acho que a gente já vem sofrendo esse processo desde que a internet chegou, mas a resistência das pessoas sempre foi muito grande ao novo, ao que está por vir, né? Então, isso ainda tinha gente que estava se acostumando àquele novo, que já agora já virou o antigo e tem mais coisa vindo, assim. Então, é época mesmo da gente parar, fazer isso, conversar com os outros, expor pontos de vista, reflexões, cada um faz a sua, ser criativo e criar coisas novas. Bom, é isso. A gente falou demais hoje. Eu queria agradecer muito o Heikki. Se você quiser falar mais alguma coisa, é a hora agora.
The one thing that I want to say, because I have a dream. I dream of the party where humanity considers the victory or celebrates the victory over coronavirus, which starts then in New Zealand at midnight and goes over Tokyo, Peking, Moscow, Berlin, London, New York, Rio de Janeiro, everybody on the street partying the victory over this virus and celebrating humanity together. And that is also the starting moment, of course, of coming back together, the world coming together, because we also have lived a strong phase of separating and coming together and facing other problems which also exist. So I dream of that party.
Okay, so, I share a dream with you, man. We're gonna party hard once this is over.
All right, okay. Daniel.
Thank you very much.
Inviting. Take care. And we
you too. Take care. We'll speak soon.
Everyone, yeah?
Todo mundo, muito obrigado. Até a próxima live aí. A gente se fala. Fiquem em casa, se cuidem. Um abraço.
Bye. Tchau. Abraço.